Is Bradley Gunyon, the shortstop, leading things off. Bennett Humphreys, a big bat in their lineup, and Charlie Muir, who pitched yesterday, in addition to Dinesh, gets the start on the mound. Those are the first three due up. And getting a look at the Granada starting pitcher, Caleb Juan. Loves cheeseburgers.
Who doesn't?
Don't we all?
But you mentioned the path that both these teams had to play here. When one of these teams lost that District 57 tournament and had to kind of take that long route to getting an opportunity to come back to here, this was probably the dream matchup that they had in mind.
First pitch hits Gunyon. So the leadoff man is aboard for Bollinger Canyon. Listen, there's a lot of emotion tied up into this. That would be the case with a air quotes standard intermediate baseball World Series matchup, but the crowd is maybe as big as it's ever going to get for a singular game here.
Yeah, and even though these kids play at different little leagues, they're from neighboring towns, a lot of them probably know each other. There's a lot of bragging rights on the line in a matchup like this.
Runner takes off from first. It's called strike two on Bennett Humphreys as second base stolen by Gunyon. So a man in scoring position.
Yeah, we've seen the importance of base runners in this tournament, and we've seen Bollinger Canyon already off and running, much like they did in yesterday's game.
Humphreys takes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Juan delivers, but high. And now it's 2-2. This game getting started well after its initially intended start time, as that one is sent skyward into foul ground and out of play. With that being said, Kevin, these teams have been here and been ready for a while. So it'll be interesting to see how they start this game, right? There are those nerves, those emotions, but there's been some time for that to settle in.
Yeah, you know what? I think the delayed start time maybe was able to calm the nerves down a little bit. When you play in a tournament format like this, you're told your game might start at 12, so you're here in advance. And the fact that that game almost went 4 hours in front of us, kind of those nerves, you start getting used to the stands, you start getting used to it, you're watching other players play, and you could just hear the crowd here, the excitement that maybe that little bit of delay in the start time allowed the nerves to calm down and let them settle in.
Full count pitch. That's stroked out to left center field. A back trot for it, and it bounces shy of the fence. RBI double. Bennett Humphreys, and Bollinger Canyon takes a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, just a really nice job by Humphreys right there. When you got a runner at second base with no outs, you're looking to pull the ball right there. But knowing how big and strong he is, he has the ability to drive that ball deep out to left center field to get the scoring going with an RBI double.
First pitch swinging, aggressive hitting to begin things for Bollinger Canyon as Charlie Muir, the pitcher, bats third in the lineup. He sprays that one into the opposite field. It's down in right. He singles. Humphreys into score, slides in safely 2-0, and Muir sneaks underneath the tag at second.
This is exactly what you want to do as a right-handed hitter. That breaking ball is a pitch that he could pull right there, but knowing the situation with the runner at second base, he lets that ball travel a little bit deeper. The guy at second base gets a tremendous read, knowing that's a line drive. That's in no man's land. No one's getting a hold of that.
First pitch swinging again. Now Ethan Lee punches it through the middle of the field. Close play at the plate. And another run across. Muir did not slide, but stepped on the plate before a tag could be applied.
Yeah, very fortunate to be safe right there. Hard hit ground ball up the middle and a tremendous throw by the center fielder. We pointed out in the first game how far the guy is on deck. It makes it really hard. The base runner's kind of on an island going home by himself. No one really telling him what to do. But you know in the situation of the game that there's going to be a play at the plate. You've got to get down and slide.
Another first pitch swing. Cooper Sullivan lofts it out into center field. Catch is pulled in by Bowen Marr. And a second to breathe.
And even though these two teams have matched up, this is Granada's first game of the tournament. I know they got the home crowd behind them, but there's still a little bit of acclimating into the tournament. The fact that Bollinger Cannons already played yesterday, they've kind of gotten their nerves out. You could tell they're coming out super aggressive, swinging early in the count. We saw a lot of the team's first games. They were a little bit more passive, maybe that first time through the order. They kind of eased into the tournament a little bit. This is game 2 for Bollinger Canyon. They got their foot on the pedal, and they're not trying to let up.
A 3-0 start here in the top of the first after they went down 3-0 in the first against Florida yesterday and overcame that. 0-1 the count to Bryce Deniche. 2 for 2 yesterday. Stole home, pitched well in the late stage of the game as well. And second base stolen by Ethan Lee.
Yeah, he was clearly the best player on the field yesterday statistically. He reached base every time. He stole home. He closed out the game. But emotionally, what he did for his team, mentioning they were down 3-0, they kind of crawled back into that game. But his courageous decision to steal home right there just really lit a fire under his teammates.
It gets by the catcher, Caleb Cervello, so Lee is safe at third with no throw. So now a 2-1 count, runner at third with 1 away. Deniche, a late swipe, makes it 2-2. Turned on, but foul. Man, those are some quick hands to get it around that inside pitch.
Yeah, very nice, easy, quick swing right there. Just a little bit out in front. Really a pitch you can't do a whole lot with except pull it foul. We always talk about kind of the decisions that have to be made in terms of pitching, but early in this game, giving up 3 runs, it is the first inning. They decide to leave the infield back.
Up and inside to Deniche. Now a full count.
Sometimes you see early in the count, they keep him back with 2 strikes. Maybe you would bring him in.
Shot up into the air to the left side, foul territory, and it just drops. Tough play for Grant Sorkin over there at third.
Yeah, really tough play, especially off the right-handed hitter's bat. This ball almost starts over the fence line. He does a really good job reaching out with his offhand, making sure he knows where the fence is. Ball kind of fades back. As we're later in the day, we do have the sun as a factor.
Another full count pitch, chopper left side, and it's through. 4-0 Bollinger Canyon. Bryce Deniche comes through again.
In the game of baseball, sometimes the opposition will give you another life. And in this situation, with the drop ball at third base, gives Deniche another opportunity at the plate, and he gets a good pitch out over the middle of the plate. It's just another knuckle curveball right here that starts up in the zone. He does a really good job getting his bat on it, able to sneak it right between the third baseman and the shortstop for the 4th run of the inning.
Crowd's going back and forth. It's already happening in the top of the first inning here. We got a long way to go, I suspect, as is maybe indicated by the Granada decision to leave the infield back there. Seems like they expect this to feature a lot of run scoring. Runner takes off. Dinesh dives in. He's in there with a stolen base.
Yeah, you talk about the dream start for Bollinger Canyon. This is exactly it. First pitch, hit by pitch, base runner on, double, single, single, fly out single. Very aggressive on the base pass. Everything is going right for him right now.
And a first pitch strike to Sorkin. Ure gets a swing and a miss that time, 0-2.
Once again, we've talked about this situation. When you do load the bases and we see the chaos on the bases, this is a great time for you just to focus on the catcher's glove.
Now it's 2-2.
And it's a hard thing to balance. You know, they haven't really been holding runners all that long in their life. This is really new for them, the leadoffs and stuff. So it's a lot to learn. And we see how aggressive the base runner's on, but it does take your focus off of trying to throw strikes.
Sorkin lifts it into right center field, and it's down. One run across. And there's a second. Two-run single grants Sorkin, and it's within 2 now in the first.
Really good job right here. He fell behind in the count, laid off a fastball up in the zone, was able to get to his secondary pitch. And sometimes all you got to do is put the bat on the ball and you find holes sometimes. Does a really good job getting that curveball up in the zone, blooping one out there in the outfield, scoring 2 runs. We got ourselves a ball game.
They're at first and second, 1 away. Big open stance for Colin Kenny, who's next up for Granada. And he's grazed by the pitch. That's 3 batters hit by pitch of the 6 that have stepped up to the plate.
Emotions are high. These two teams know each other well. There's a lot on the line. One of these teams beat each other, have the right to be here. Another one had to take the long course to get back here. There is a lot of emotions. There's a lot of people here.
Infield in, Chase Buffona bounces it to second base. Backhanded play, the throw to first, gets the out, but it does sacrifice another run. And Granada makes it 4-3.
Just good baseball all around right there. Not waiting around too long in the count, understanding the situation, trading the out for a run, and a really good decision by the second baseman. You're in. Your thought process is, I want to make the play at home, but understanding how hard that ball was hit or how soft that ball was hit, his only play was at first base. Does a really good job kind of slowing down the game, making sure he gets 1 out.
Aiden Cheney says he wants to be a doctor. He's got 0-1. Can't touch it above the strike zone. Now he has to battle with 2 strikes.
Yeah, and we saw this, Bollinger Canyon. We saw this earlier with the guy on the mound. He had a very similar at-bat that led to 2 runs. He was able to throw fastballs by the guys, and he decided to go that secondary pitch. Let's see if he stays with the fastball up in the zone here.
Drops it down into the dirt, opposite batter's box. Relatively easy take for Cheney.
It's really hard as a young pitcher when you have a multitude of pitches, when you have multiple pitches.
X out, 1 down. Second punch out for Juan.
Might be the last That's a very unique grip. I initially thought it was a fastball, but that might be his version of a changeup. The fact that he had his ring finger on it is typically the grip you would have with the changeup. The spin on the ball was a little bit unique. Reminder, these are young athletes. Their hands aren't fully developed. It's the same size ball that they use at the major league level, so they do grip the pitches a little bit differently than you'll see guys at the major league level grip some pitches.
Zach Vu did not go around on that check swing. Down and in, it's 3-0. We've seen Juan knuckle some pitches too. It's breaking ball.
Yeah, we've seen the churve already in this tournament. We're going to call it the churve.
Yeah,
the changeup curveball.
Yep. 3-1, contacted out of play. Full count now.
But even traditionally on a fastball, you would see either a two-seam fastball or a four-seam, and it would really just be your two fingers on it. Sometimes we see that third finger on there. Just like I mentioned, their hands aren't that big. The baseball is bigger for their hand, so they have that third finger on there for a little bit of extra grip.
Vu hit by the pitch with a full count. The second Bollinger Canyon batter to get hit by a pitch when 3 Granada hitters have been hit.
Now batting for District 57, number 12, Hayden Johnson.
And you said it, this is a rivalry game. It's not like they're trying to hit the opposing batters, but maybe a little bit of nerviness with the way this thing is started.
Yeah, a little nerviness, a little bit of competitiveness. They understand both these teams have the ability to score a lot of runs. If you're trying to go inside on a batter, you have to be willing to miss in, and that's how you get hit batters sometimes. If you're afraid to hit a batter, your mistake ends up over the heart of the plate, and that's not good either.
Vu with a clean steal of second.
Yeah, good timing right there, good lead, good jump, and also the right pitch to run on. Usually most effective running on off-speed pitches. He picked the right one.
Off the mark. Hayden Johnson, an extra hitter in this lineup. Rips it to the right side of the infield. Good glove at second, and the throw to first executes the out. Moves the runner to third.
With 2 outs, batting for District 57, number 1, Wes Cook.
So 2 away for Wes Cook, who's the 12th batter in the order. Good swing, fouls it back.
That was really
District 57 championship right here at Max Bear Park.
game time got pushed back an hour and 40 minutes. There was just a lot of tension. Both these stands started filling out from the hometown teams. We knew it was going to be a little bit wacky this game.
Swatted into right field for a base knock. Savello leads off with a single.
This is a great job by Savello. 3-0, shows the bunt. Actually draws that second baseman in a little bit. Gets on top of a high fastball right there. But as you can see, that second baseman's drawn in a little bit tighter right there. That hot shot. If he's back, he doesn't show bunt. He probably has an opportunity to make that play. Good decision by him to show bunt 3-0. At least appear to the defense that he might lay a bunt down.
Bunt tried by Bowen Marr.
That pitch off, as opposed to leaving it up to the umpire. And in a situation like that, you don't necessarily want to put in the umpire's hand when you feel confident that you can fight that pitch off, unless it's an obvious ball. But if it's one of those borderline pitches, sometimes as the competitor, you're better off swinging the bat trying to fight it off.
Timeout looks like for a courtesy runner for the catcher, who's the lead runner at second base. So Caleb Savello will head back to the dugout and gear up.
And no one is more excited about this than us in the booth, because we just did a 4-hour game, and you know, not a good portion of that game, but there was no courtesy runner for the catcher, and there was a lot of times we were waiting for that catcher to come out. And considering it's hot out right now, and this is on pace to be a long game, it's the right thing to do. It's a really tough thing. As a catcher, you have all the gear. You're involved in every play. If you have an opportunity to get that guy off the base pass, get him some water, a little bit of shade.
Cruz Charbonneau takes off for third, and it's through the left side of the infield. The courtesy runner comes across to score, and it ties it at 4.
And you want to know why, with 2 outs and 2 strikes, you run and try to steal third base. Right there, he has the third baseman in a really interesting spot. He's going to cover third base because he notices the runner is on his way to third, takes him out of his normal position where he probably would have fielded that ball. Really good decision by that courtesy runner to be aggressive. Leads his team to another run.
Cruz Charbonneau was the last out when the decision was made to run for the catcher. As now on the called strike, Bowen Marr swipes third base as well. So a fun subtlety to this level. Charbonneau had just hit a fly ball out to center field, but still gets to make a mark on the game.
Little League, you gotta love it.
They're on the corners for Caleb Wan now with 2 away. The 1-1. In the dirt, runner goes from first to second, so Merlin Newton, the third, is also in scoring position. Charlie Muir with a 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Got Wan off balance. Ripped through the side of the infield. It'll plate 2. Wan makes his way to second. 3 runs for Granada in the second.
Yeah, what a really good swing and what a loud noise. Gets on top of that fastball. We're talking about a lot of balls that get to the outfield that we're seeing barehanded. That's one of the rare ones we've seen the outfielder pick up with his glove. That's how hard he hit the ball. But we've also talked to the importance of 70 feet in this game. That's a really difficult deep throw to make right there. The left fielder tries to get the runner out at home. The cutoff man needs to do a really good job right there, understanding, is that runner going to score, not score, cut that ball off? Since the ball went to home, the batter runner.
Here in the bottom of the second, and it's a miss outside of the strike zone to Mateo Dutiri. Inside move by Danish, but no throw to second. Breaking ball is across through the back door, 1-1. And during the pitching change, that's another courtesy runner. It was Caleb Wan, the pitcher. It is again Cruz Charbonneau. Big swing and a miss makes it 1-2.
That was a real big swing right there. He got that